Hey, Thin It to Win It challengers, this is Casey Mitzel and I want to talk to you about non-impact carbs and effective carbs, or net carbs. Your body converts carbohydrates into glucose. The rate at which it converts carbohydrates into glucose can happen either quickly or slowly depending on the type of carbohydrate that is chosen, simple or complex. This conversion rate is known as the glycemic index. A high number on the glycemic index means that carbohydrates are going to be converted rapidly. A low number on the glycemic index means that the carbohydrates will get broken down at a slower rate. So we always want to look for foods that are lower on the glycemic index or have fewer net carbs or effective carbs. The faster your body breaks down carbohydrates into blood glucose, the higher your blood sugar rises. When your blood sugars go up, insulin is present. Insulin is your body's main storage hormone. So when insulin is present in the bloodstream, energy nutrients are more likely to be stored than burned. So what this means in terms of fat loss is that the fat is not easily mobilized from the fat cells, and therefore either slowing or stopping fat burning. Non-impact carbs have very little effect on blood sugars. A good example of a non-impact carb is fiber. So now let's talk about net carbs. A net carb is basically an effective carb. That means it has an effect on your blood sugars. So the way we find out net carbs is by subtracting the non-impact carbs from the total carbs. And that will give you your net carb, or the amount of effective carbs in that particular item. Let's take a look at a few examples. Okay, so the first item we're going to take a look at is Mission 95% fat-free flour tortillas, or soft taco. It's labeled as low fat, but let's find out what it looks like total net carbs. So basically we've got 130 calories. We go down to the carbohydrate section, it's 26, and we subtract 2 for the dietary fiber, so 24 net carbs, or effective carbs. So if we go over to the second tortilla option, you can see this is the Mission Carb Balance whole wheat tortilla. It's already labeling 3 grams of net carbs. Well, let's take a look at how we found that. As we go down to carbohydrates, there's 13, and then non-impact carbs are 10. So 13 minus 10 is 3, and that's how we get our net carbohydrates, or our net effective carbs. So basically what that means is if I'm comparing these two, I'm going to choose the one on the right that has fewer net carbs and allows me to keep my insulin levels stable, my blood sugars balanced, and allows me to stay in more of a fat mobilized situation where I can actually focus on burning fat and energy instead of storing. So there you go. Real simple. Now you know how to find net carbs to total carbohydrates so that you can stabilize blood sugars, neutralize insulin levels, and mobilize fat and energy. Good luck with the rest of the challenge.